Jimmy G, and Aaron Rodgers. Our guy John Breech went 3 for 3 last week, so a bit of the vig loss there, but 6-0 straight up winners on Super Wild Card round. Easy for me to say there. Happy days there for Cincy and SF and Buffalo, but hard misses on the other three. Super Wild Card weekend. How about Pick Six Pod Super Friend John Breech can say that rolling off the tongue right here. So, John, let's take a look at the San Francisco-Green Bay matchup with the Niners catching points. What do you think about this one here?
Yeah, we saw these two teams play back in Week 3. The Packers won 30-28, but that was a dramatic game. It took a 51-yard field goal from Mason Crosby for the Packers to win. And I know this time around, everyone's going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers, as they should be. But I think the most fascinating matchup in this game is going to be the 49ers offense versus the Packers defense. Back in Week 3, Deebo Samuel still wasn't a huge part of that 49ers offense. They weren't lining him up everywhere and having him line up in the backfield, be a running back for half the plays. So that's an element of the 49ers offense that has been added since then, and we have seen how good that has worked out for them. So I'm not so sure the Packers are going to be able to slow him down. Now, that being said, the Packers have two big advantages. One of them is Aaron Rodgers. He is the best player in the field. He is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers defense is banged up right now. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, both dealing with injuries. And when you got a banged up defense, the last quarterback you want to be facing is Aaron Rodgers. Also, the game is in Green Bay where it's supposed to be about 15 degrees. I am getting cold just thinking about that. But I do think the 49ers offense is good enough to keep this close. I think the 49ers cover the 5.5, but I think the Packers win straight up.
All right, taking a look at that game. And again, the theme will be some rematches from the regular season. That includes the Rams and Bucs, although the venues have changed for this one. Raymond James Stadium, the host of this playoff matchup.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that both NFC games are a rematch of a game that happened in Week 3. And so in this game, look, I hate picking against Tom Brady in the playoffs, but I think I might have talked myself into actually doing it. This game is a matchup nightmare for the Buccaneers. If we've watched Tom Brady lose one playoff game, two playoff games, there is one common thread, and it is that the other team just pressures him. If Brady faces a lot of pressure, that's when his team start losing playoff games. And that's something the Rams should be able to do. Not only do they have Aaron Donald and Von Miller, two guys who terrorize quarterbacks for a living, but the Buccaneers could be down two starting offensive linemen with Tristan Wirfs and Ryan Jensen, possibly both out. If they're on the field, they're probably not going to be 100%. The Buccaneers are dealing with receiver injuries. Mike Evans is probably going to be the healthiest, most talented receiver out there. But the Rams have Jalen Ramsey, who can go out there, cover them, and make things tough for Tom Brady to find his favorite target. And then you look on the offensive side of the ball. The Buccaneers' bread and butter is stopping the run. Well, the Rams can throw the ball if they have to. Matt Stafford threw for over 340 yards in that first meeting, and he didn't even have Odell Beckham on his team. Tommy, I am not only going to take the Rams to cover, I am going to take them to pull off the upset in Tampa.
All right, don't need the 3. Sprinkle a little on the money line and take that there. In the NFC, we do get a fresh matchup over in the AFC with Cincinnati catching a field goal and a hook at Tennessee.
Yeah, the Bengals feel like they're playing with house money right now. They look like they're having fun out there, and I am almost afraid to pick against them. And for me, this might be the most fascinating matchup of the divisional round. Because on one hand, we have a Titans team that is likely going to have Derrick Henry back. He is out there for the first time since October. And he should be able to run wild because the Bengals are pretty banged up on the defensive line. They lost several players to injury in the wild card round. And you don't want to have a depleted defensive line when you're going up against Derrick Henry. But, we don't know what Derrick Henry is going to look like. He may be a little rusty. It's not easy to get back into football shape unless you're out there actually playing in a football game, which, like I said, he has not done that since Halloween. Now, on the flip side, even if Derrick Henry runs wild, the Bengals should be able to stay in this game because the Titans have struggled to stop the pass this year. Joe Burrow could go wild. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, all three of those guys could have huge games. I think this is going to be a shootout, and I think the Bengals have more ammo. I think they go to Nashville. I think they pull off the upset and advance to the AFC title game for the first time since the 1988 season.
And I'm sensing another theme with underdogs quickly here. Buffalo and KC. Do you think the Bills can get it done again?
Yeah, you know what? To me, this is like last week's game where the Bills beat up on the Patriots because they were the better team in the regular season. We saw Buffalo go into Kansas City earlier this season and beat them 38-20, and that game wasn't even close. Obviously, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are the stars here, but for me, the star of the game is the Bills' defense. They've given up the fewest yards this season, the fewest points. I think they're going to steal the show, slow down Patrick Mahomes. Buffalo's going to pull off the upset in Kansas City.
All right, John Breech, speaking of city, underdog city this weekend. Appreciate you, my man. Then the Early Edge podcast, of course, and the YouTube show. The guys, Jonathan Coachman, and a whole slew of the best cappers in the business. Daily picks in under 10 minutes in your podcast inbox by 11 a.m. But the pro tip, of course, get on YouTube by 10 a.m., 1 hour early.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.